This video we're going to look at a smart document camera. I want to point out just at the start, next to the lens there is a light button for power. Helps if you turn the smart document camera on. There's a light button so you can illuminate the stage, and there's full degrees of freedom here so that you can rotate it as well. Document camera works in conjunction with a projector, and then you can see what's underneath the document camera. So it works really well for text. There's a great zoom function, and that's just on the left-hand side. It's just a dial. It's got a good optical and a very good digital zoom. If I just move, so you can see their excellent digital zoom on it, and then you can zoom back out. And you can hear it when it switches over to optical zoom. There's also an autofocus button on the side. You just click in and it will autofocus on what's underneath it. There are a couple different setting buttons, and it depends which model you're using. These will be a little bit different, but important ones, of course, are power. If you're using this as a pass-through from a laptop through the projector, you'll need to have it plugged in. It may or may not need to be powered on depending on what kind of laptop or computer you're plugging into it. Next two important ones are the PC or camera button. So you can switch back and forth between your computer that you have plugged in through the pass-through just by hitting the button, and then depending on how fast your projector switches sources, it will actually quite quickly switch back and forth between the camera and the PC. There you go. So a few seconds at least for this projector. This model has some brightness buttons on it, as well as a menu item and a button for taking a picture and a button for accessing your SD card. And the SD card plugs into the side. You need to have an SD card in before you can use the picture button. And I've noticed as soon as you plug in an SD card, it actually starts to show the pictures on the SD card through to the projector. So just be careful to see what you have on that card. The menu has various options in terms of colors, rotations, languages, various things like that. It also has an option for microscope mode. You can actually plug in a microscope right underneath the ocular. I think there can be some attachments, a little rubber piece, but oftentimes it works without it. And then you can switch over to microscope mode and use it to show the microscope image right up on the screen, which is awesome. Now your connections on this model there's DC power, there is VGA in, and I have this just set up to a VGA connection. I've labeled it as computer, and so if I wanted to plug a laptop in through this to the projector, I would just plug in this free VGA. Then this one runs to the VGA for the projector, so I leave that one plugged in all the time. This model also has an RCA plug for video, so you could actually plug this into a TV or camcorder or something else like that to use it. There is some toggle switches, which I haven't had to change anything, but I think it's for your video output for NTSC or PAL. There's a USB cable as well. The USB cable is not needed for normal function, or even if you plug the laptop in just for a pass-through. The USB cable you'd want to use if you want to use the smart document camera in conjunction with the smart notebook software. Because if you have the USB plugged in your laptop and you're using this, you can actually take pictures of whatever's underneath the ocular and save them directly to the smart notebook software. So it's pretty slick way if you're teaching and you want to take pictures as you go and save them into the smart document or smart notebook program. You can do a lab test from a biology demo right off the bat. I mean, you can be doing your demo here and be taking pictures along the way and saving them into notebook, and you can be building a lab exam or lab notes. So that's a quick look at the smart document camera.